GM, everybody. Happy Thursday, right? Today's Thursday. Man, I lose track of days. Actually, as we were warming up the show, I wrote down that I need to vibe code some new intros for the show.
Yeah, they're a little smooth jazz, man. The smooth
as Nano Banana 2 dropped today. This
morning. Oh, really?
So I've been toying around with it. There's also like a new video software one that they created specifically for music videos.
Bro, it's it really is incredible now, man. It is incredible, dude.
It's next how fast level. It's impossible to keep up.
Impossible. The music, I think we've already talked about. I know I watched this YouTuber who does music reviews and stuff. He's like a super producer, you know, and a huge YouTube channel. And when it first came out, he was like, "This is garbage. This is trash." And I saw a video from him like 2 months ago. He was like, "Holy cow, man." Like the ability to produce full music, full songs and stuff that's like really good is stunning. And yeah, it's all over, bro. It's fucking all over. You got to make you got to make all your money in the next 2 years, because then there's just no money to be made after that. So get busy, man. No days off.
No days off. AI is going to take us over. I've been building out a lot of cool stuff, testing a lot of cool stuff today, and we'll have a lot of awesome announcements here very soon. I think very soon. Lots of updates. And the ever-changing world of crypto, things are changing, but human behavior does not. Zach XVT exposed more insider trading, which is typical. What's up, Jonathan? Says, "What's up, fellas watching here on YouTube? What's good, bro?" What do we think about the Zach XVT expose? 50 million in polymarket trading volume for a $200,000 insider trading scam.
It's really I thought it was incredible. Well, I guess polymarket again kind of showed its superpower. seemed to catch it early, as the kind of leader, maybe not leader, but right in the pack. And so yeah, that insider info, which is probably the dude himself making the fucking bets, either that or Zach XBT. I saw one interesting thing, which was like, you know, could Zach have just, is there somebody doing it where Zach himself can set up the actual market to earn a percentage on the market, which I thought was an interesting idea. But yeah, this is so, it almost seems like this super minor thing. It's almost like the guy who got busted for OpenSea, in 2021, where he stole he basically front ran like $40,000, and this is such small potatoes. Seems like, I mean, what did the guy make? Maybe a couple hundred grand. I don't even
Yeah, it
know.
was like 200K. I'm with you,
Yeah.
Adam. Adam actually posted in the chat that it was maybe Axiom or something like that, and was like, how would they even exploit that? And I was like, they would just front run the data, the user data, and they'd be spying on their users' positions, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
That's the Arthur Hayes strategy.
Yeah, you called
strategy.
it. Yeah, you did call
It was
it still barely makes sense to me, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so they knew user wallets, they knew whales or guys who dumped, so they're just watching those and they just buy immediately after, I guess.
Yep. And I mean, that was the Arthur Hayes strategy. That was the Sam Bankman-Fried strategy. I mean, early on, everyone says that was the CZ strategy as well. It's just like but that's very common on Wall Street too, just to do high frequency trading. That's why Citadel and everyone buys order flow from Robinhood so that they can see retail positions as they come in and front run them. So nothing new there, but I did see an interesting angle that it was a little bit curious that it was only a 200K insider trading scheme. And why did Zach XBT decide to go after this? Was he maybe influenced by Pump in some type of way, and then you saw Pump just remove all trading access to Axiom directly after him, basically close off.
Did they really? No, I didn't see that.
From Padre. So pretty interesting that, number one, there was a lot of insider trading on the poly market for insider trading. Obviously, there was a lot of large bids coming in there. This is just an interesting industry where even the best actors are somehow bad actors.
Yeah.
I saw in Telegram, I got a post that said, pumped off on updated and every single bot is down except for MEVX bot. So it is kind of, I don't even know if it's suspicious or strategical that they basically saw the knife being jabbed in a little bit to Axiom and they just decided to lean into it and cut off more access. I saw a chart actually on the timeline as well about Axiom's trading volume on pump fund tokens specifically. Before they had a few months ago, before Pump acquired Padre, Axiom had, it was like 85% of all trading volume on pump fund tokens.
Wow.
And now it's down to like 50%. And FOMO has caught up with about 10% of trading volume, and Terminal, which was formerly Padre, is closer to like 15% now.
But I mean, really think about this: $200,000 for maybe just this one employee or whatever. Like Zach XBT made a whole week-long thing about it, campaign about it, a crusade against this $200,000 insider trader, where people are extracting millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars regularly in this industry. Like, you have to think that there's some sort of mismatch in motives there. I don't know. Have you ever seen Zach XBT create a crusade for a week long about anything, and then it just turns out it's a 200K insider trading scandal? It seems.
I think in the post he did say that it was funded by a third party. Did he? I thought I read that at the very bottom.
I don't know if I read it, but it seems a little bit.
I was retained to independently investigate alleged misconduct at Axiom in these.
I mean, that could literally be paid for by like a competing firm, right? I mean, it's like, oof.
That's what it would seem, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, earlier I reached out for them today, so he did give them a heads up on it. Funding investigations, dirty tactics in the trenches, or just Zach's trying to keep everyone honest. I did see a different spin on this of, because he did lead this like long marketing campaign to it. We saw all of the different projects be posted to that prediction market, which allegedly gives him information on who to investigate, as well as we saw platforms like Meteora come out and basically do an internal audit on themselves to investigate any type of potential misconduct.
I mean, bro, you think about it now that Chris mentions it, it's like, bro, it is sketchy. It's sketchy just from the point of the people who hired him to do it. No, they have insider information. They could just run the poly market bet, dude. Fuck, dude. That is super, super sketchy. I didn't think of that before.
He did respond a few days ago and said that he was not anticipating people to spin up a poly market bet for the whole entire thing, which is possible, but it's a new paradigm. So I wonder if from here on out, if you do take his word for it that he did not anticipate that he goes about the publicization of it in a different way.
Well, it's a 2-for-1 for him. He got paid to publicize this, whatever. I'm sure probably $1 million or a huge number. He wouldn't waste his time with it if it wasn't. And then he throws in on the poly market from some side wallets, and he makes a couple million anyways. That's the rumor that they did with Logan Paul's Pokemon card, that they just ramped up millions on the poly market, that it would sell for over X amount, and then the guy can overpay for it by whatever amount anyways, and he gets it back on the back end. So it's like you're just kind of hitting these two outcomes from two different ways, and you're kind of either making money or breaking even at worst case scenario. You kind of can't lose. It's a pretty insane world.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is a pretty insane world, but we are in crypto nonetheless. So just another day in our world. We did start migrations on Tuesday. 4 projects doing pretty well so far. We got Root at 39%, Anova at 34%, Y2K at 21%, and Mitchie at 8.6%. This is, I think, about in the same order too, with the highest migration percentage is the lowest market cap, and then the highest market cap is the one that has the lowest turnout. I do know that Mitchie has a handful of the supply on exchanges that we are talking with, and we saw another announcement today of some migrations that will be taking place next week. The meme coin team from Bonk deciding to go on and move to Pump instead. They were originally one of the 6 or 7 teams that were going to migrate to Bonk Fund USD1. And we were asked to update our system to do the migration through the bonding curve. And we've hit a standstill with the Launch Lab infrastructure and are waiting for them to push an update for us so that the teams can migrate to Bonk Fund at their request. And it turns out some teams do not want to wait anymore. So they're probably going to see a handful of seems like Bonk Fund tokens migrating to Pump because they don't want to wait anymore.
Bro, you got to be quick, man. Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, really, we've learned it. And yeah, you also learn that people don't work at the same, people are people and they got other things to do. And your problems are not their issues, right? And so sometimes they don't give a fuck. So I'm not saying they do here, but it's like, yeah, it's taking what it's taking. And I know teams don't want to do. People are like, we want to launch today. It's like, fuck, man. We have to, it's going to be next Tuesday. It's like, no, I want it today. It's like, well, it is. Hey, man, people just want to take advantage of attention immediately. They don't want to, who the fuck wants to wait?
It's hard to come by.
Yeah, it's interesting that there just keeps on being renewed reasons to migrate. And although they're very similar in some capacity, there's just always a new narrative for migrating teams, whether it's from this launchpad to this launchpad, or this launchpad's no longer suiting our needs, so we got to go over here, or we're kind of done with launchpads for the time being, want to go to our own LP or whatever it might be. It's just interesting, and the migration meta is still so early. So we're coming up on 70 teams that we've migrated. Many tokens don't even know that it's a possibility. It's just how big is this thing going to get when it's pretty mainstream, when people realize we're not just shackled to this one environment and we can actually take our business anywhere we'd like.
Dude, nobody knows. I mean, we're here, but nobody knows. 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 teams know. Man, it's not even, I'm telling you, it's not even started, man. And once the cross-chain stuff happens, man, it's going to be sick.
I am excited to say the least. So a few news noteworthy items. A bunch of launch pads have been popping up on Base over the last few months. And we did call this over a year ago as we started building out Migrate Fund, and people were asking us about cross-chain migrations. And we said that there were no ecosystems that had Launchpad, like a thriving Launchpad kind of architecture or ecosystem. And now it seems like Base is going to be that second one. And we said it would take about a year, and now we see it. Solana has the Launchpad for meme coins, which Solana is now kind of moving more towards ICM and becoming more of kind of like a startup incubator for coins, right? That's kind of what Pump Fund is moving into, as well as a lot of the launch pads that are building on Meteora are all kind of ICM utility coin focused, whereas Bonka is doubling down on meme coins. But on Base, it's all agent launch pads, but coming up in different types and different forms. Clanker was literally the only player on Base for a long, long time. So much that Banker was built on top of it. Banker got some traction, immediately left, created their own launchpad for agents. And then there was one that popped up yesterday, which has some sort of like sniper protection that uses a reverse auction system. I forget what the name of that. I think it's called, was it Flow? Is that what it was? Flow? And then I know I saw Aerodrome also is hinting at creating some sort of launch pad to try to get into the game. On top of this, Uniswap came out yesterday and they're trying to turn the fee system on. They want 25% of all LP fees.
Insane. Wait, whoa. What's this? What's this? Uniswap's doing what? Holy shit.
The fee switch has been in conversation for literally forever. I feel like once they did the Uniswap airdrop, what was that, like 2018 or 19 or 2020? The first thing they said was, let's turn the fee switch on and get people in the DAO paid. I've been talking about this forever. But in the proposal, it was to basically Uniswap will get 25% of the total swap fee, which actually isn't, it sounds egregious, but it's actually pretty similar to what they do on Solana already. So for example, Meteora, if you build on Meteora, they take 20% of whatever the swap fee is. So if you choose a swap fee of 1%, then Meteora gets 20% of that, right? If you choose a swap fee of 0.3%, Meteora gets 20% of that. So if you choose a 1% swap fee on Uniswap, V3 specifically, then Uniswap will get 25% of that, which is 0.25% swap fee. Radium is a little bit less. I think Radium is like 0.16% or 0.17. So Uniswap's definitely going the highest. I do believe that Pump Fund is 0.25. And theirs is just like a fixed. It's not percentage based because they have their own kind of closed loop swap fee ecosystem. But all of the launchpads that are built on Base all use what's called a Uniswap v4 hook. That's how they do this. So it's a little bit different architecture because it's on EVM versus Solana. But launchpads come to Base. How long do we think until Migrate Fund becomes a center of topic there before the launchpad wars on Base really start heating up? Because it feels like we're really kind of not even in the first inning.
I don't know, man. Makes me want to do a launchpad everywhere, man. I don't know. It's like, I even want to talk to the Aerodrome guys. You know, it's like, I don't know. There just seem like so many opportunities. It is really interesting to see where it goes. I mean, who knows? Like this one today, do I think it'll get real traction? Not really. Simply because I don't think there's real movement amongst agents. I just think there's not enough people have agents, right? Right now, way more people, humans, are trading, you know, meme coins and stuff than agents. But that might change. It's just I don't see it happening like today, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll get traction on their first, you know, couple launches because it does have some eyeballs. I was surprised. I mean, literally, that's just the thing I just don't understand, man. On Base, I mean, I know companies who are over there grinding for like years, never get a tweet, never get a retweet, never even get a fucking like. And this company with like nothing, dude, literally nothing, was like, I mean, is Coinbase an investor in this or what? Like, I just don't get it. Like Jesse was in there talking about it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, that made my ears perk up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think that agents launching these tokens as like a middleware makes a lot of sense to me. I put out a tweet that I think that it would solve the bundling issue pretty much overnight. That's before these came, and they're kind of doing some sort of time-based auction where not all the supplies released at one single go, so you can't possibly bundle and snipe it all. It'll have a step change in the market cap so that you're paying more as time goes on. And that'll kind of make the trenches a much healthier place pretty much overnight. I mean, if you look at how badly why this industry isn't growing, not only are the token launches all getting bundled and totally front ran by everyone, then they're getting insider trading, and then you have retail finally piling on after every launch. I mean, they basically have no shot. So there's got to be a power dynamic switch in this industry, and I think that everyone kind of knows that at this point. The retail's been completely crushed, but it seems like, I don't know which one of these is going to win, but it seems like something is going to hopefully have some sort of chance at winning and making a difference here.
Yeah, I agree as well. It's going to be kind of interesting, and we'll continue to monitor the situation, as the crypto natives would say. I think the other topic of news that I saw yesterday or over the week is another blame game that everyone in crypto likes to do when there's a bear market, pointing fingers. Jane Street, who was sued by who are they sued? Oh, sued by the former Terraform Labs bankruptcy court, bankruptcy court, or whoever is kind of leading that charade, sued Jane Street for manipulating the collapse of Terra. Essentially what had happened, to put it short, when UST, which was the algorithmic stablecoin of Terra, collapsed, what had happened was Terra was doing a rotation out of the Curve stablecoin pool. It's actually like it was like a tripeg stablecoin pool. One of those was UST, I believe. And Terra had withdrew 165 million UST and didn't tell anybody. And during that same that same window of a few minutes, Jane Street also pulled out 100 million of UST and then shorted. And basically then, as Terra was collapsing, the Terra team went to Jane Street. Jane Street said, "Hey, we'll pull you out. We'll save you." And then Jane Street basically rugged them as they were profiting off of it, playing both sides of it. The leak here is that there was a team member on the Terra team, or no, there's a team member on the Terra team who used to be a former trader at Jane Street. His name was Bryce. They had a group thread between Bryce, who was working at Terra, and a bunch of the Jane Street people, who informed the Jane Street team that they were withdrawing 165 million at the time. And so they had insider information on when to basically pull the rug out on all of it.
Crazy.
That's what it all says and collapsed. But when the lawsuit happened, simultaneously Bitcoin and the whole ecosystem started mega pumping, because for the last year or so, there's been a bunch of accusations on Jane Street for basically creating, what's called paper Bitcoin, because they're apparently one of 4 companies in the entire world that have this sort of specific license as a broker, where you could basically do naked shorting, or they're doing naked shorting, where they're basically buying $1 billion worth of IBIT Bitcoin ETF shares, and then they're using that ETF or those ETF shares as collateral within their own derivatives desk to then go short Bitcoin. So essentially they're creating fake Bitcoin to go naked short, which was the same thing that the hedge funds were accused of doing with the GameStop situation. And apparently at 10 a.m. Eastern every day for the last 6 months or so, Bitcoin would nuke 2% and then bounce back right up immediately. And apparently this was Jane Street, who was doing this short strategy and profiting $80 million a day doing this. So apparently they profited allegedly $4.3 billion over doing this over the last 6 months or so. And apparently they are also being accused of the reason for the 1010 collapse 6 months ago from doing this strategy of being able to create Bitcoin out of thin air and then go leveraged against it within their own derivatives desk on top of the Bitcoin shares from the ETF. So as that lawsuit happened, Bitcoin started pumping, and there hasn't been a 10 a.m. sell-off since that lawsuit happened.
What I know is if they've made $4 billion, that nothing's going to happen to them. That's what I fucking know. Not a damn thing. The worst that's going to happen to those dudes is they get a fine. You know, they might pay a $2 billion fine, but then nothing's going to happen to these guys.
I read that I don't know if this is true, but I saw on the timeline that the Trump Media Group also filed a lawsuit against Jane Street within the last day or two.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think of the whole situation?
I'm kind of indifferent. Like, I believe that it happened. Jane Street's known for these kind of cascades. That's what they do. They kind of look for some sort of soft point in the market, then they just force sell everything that they have, cascade everyone, and then they buy the liquidations. And they've been doing that for years. So this isn't like uncharacteristic for them, but at the same time, I'm not a believer that you can put on the same trade day after day after day in these apex predator markets and not get caught on the other side by a bigger player than you. Like, why doesn't Citadel just come up and ramp $10 billion in Bitcoin and take out their whole trading desk instantly overnight? So unless there's some sort of widespread collusion between a major conspiracy to suppress the price of Bitcoin by all these big players, I don't see how a bigger player wouldn't just come across and have them carried out on a stretcher just if they thought that they can get a free trade every single day for years at a time. That seems kind of unprobabilistic for me.
Yeah. And Jane Street was the incubator of Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. That's where he learned all the tactics. Good old Jane Street. Jane Street also, as well, last year was barred from trading on the India stock market for the same practices. Same exact practices or similar.
But like, they're not the only ones that are able to do this. They're not the only ones that would do this. You know what I mean? And if there's money to be made in these markets, there's bigger players that will always hunt out some sort of smaller player, and there's always a bigger player. So do I think that it was happening? Yes. Do I think that it was just free money every single time? I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they just got away with it unless there's just this widespread conspiracy to actually suppress the price of Bitcoin by some entity or some collection.
I tend to agree with you. I just think that they had maybe, I mean, part of that article was that they just had this really unique position in Bitcoin. You know, as the ones able to basically, I don't know, add Bitcoin to the ETF or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, they're one of 4 firms that have this specific license to where you can use the ETF shares as collateral on a derivatives desk.
And I think they were holding like I want to say $800 million or more of IBIT shares, which apparently is not what you want to see with somebody who's in that position, because what that means is that they can basically short the shit out of it and stuff and do all sorts of kind of manipulative tactics. All this is like, I don't even give a shit about it, but yeah, you can see how in that position, you shouldn't, as your baby, a market maker, you shouldn't be manipulating the market. And it, at least in that article's view, it's pretty obvious they were manipulating the market. And if that's true, like, these fuckers should go to jail, but we know that shit ain't happening. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, but then you think of like someone who like actually operates BlackRock and actually operates IBIT that has literally trillions of dollars under management. Are they just gonna let this random, pretty sizably small firm in comparison just get money daily for free? I don't know if I believe that would actually occur.
Yeah, I think that's also a very legitimate claim as well. There's always a big player than you in the stock market world. People with trillions,
size is not size, famously, right?
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, to Chris's point, this idea that they were just coasting and making 80 million a day, I don't buy that either, because it's like, look, SBF had both sides that she knew exactly what the market was doing, and they still couldn't make money. Like, they still lost money. Right? It's like, it's not easy in any sort of sense, but yeah, who knows, man? It's certainly easy to point fingers and be like, these guys are responsible.
So here's the Trump media accusation. Trump media accusing Jane Street, amongst others, of naked short selling. In a letter to Congress, Trump media called for full investigation into Jane Street, Citadel, and others. Now, Jane Street is facing a second lawsuit over claims it wiped out $40 billion in value.
Wow.
So,
How much did the Trump lose? How much did World Liberty Friday lose? So, like, what's the is there
so
any
there,
evidence on how much they got fucking taken?
there's
For?
like 10 firms here. So there's Citadel, Virtue, Jane Street, G1 Execution, Apex Clearing, Velocity Trading. There is a bunch of them. It doesn't say on this screenshot how much they lost, but
Interesting.
hey, if Trump media is going to go after him, maybe something will happen. Although generally what you make 4 billion, you get fined 2 billion, and it's like call the day, right? That's basically what it is.
100%. Yep.
So, we'll see. We'll continue to grind out. Crypto feels like it's in a little bit of a better position than it was a few days ago as the market bounces back, although still sitting in a trading range. Was not able to break 70,000 the other day, although Solana and Ethereum look a little bit better than Bitcoin did at this time. Outside of that, I don't really know what else is going on in the market. There's not much going on. Outside of that,
we got so much shit going on. It's hard to keep track of what we're just catching like what's on the at the tip of what's happening. But
I feel like all the KOLs and launchpads are just trying to eat each other again. Vaults are still continuing to grow from the institutional demand side. The agentic space, that's kind of what consumes all of my attention right now. It is impossible to keep up with this. There's Nano Banana 2s came out today. There's like Claude scheduling came out yesterday. Everyone's trying to compete against one another. Just makes you wonder, like, how long does this go on for? I started actually doing some deep vibe coding yesterday. The last few days, spending a lot of time on Replit and Lovable and kind of just trying to build stuff. This stuff is really good, man.
Yeah, it's good.
I totally understand why it's called vibe coding now. Like when you're building an app and it just keeps giving you recommendations of how you can improve the website or the different suggestions, go get the API sources. They make it so easy. And as I was building this, I had to buy new credits a few times for $30, but I was like, dude, I used to have to pay somebody $2,000 to do this. Now I can do it on my own for a day or two instead of having to wait a month. And it's 90% cheaper. Like I could totally see where that dopamine. Yeah, I see where that dopamine rush comes from.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it part of it is knowing. We talked offline. Part of it's knowing the right tools. I kicked around trying to do a website over the last weekend or whatever, and it was just like, fuck, this is stupid. What am I doing here? I was doing it in like Gemini or whatever, and posted about it on the timeline. And a friend of mine was like, bro, you're in Gemini? Fucking you're crazy. Use VO or whatever. And I got in there. Look, it almost one-shotted it in VO. Like same prompt, same whatever, just totally different scenario. Right. So part of it is like, we're still miles away because you do have to know what you're kind of doing or what to use. While in the future, like a year from now or whatever, you're just going to be like, build it. And the tool's going to figure out what it should be using. Right. I think that's where we're kind of at that inflection point now where you still kind of need to know what to do. You need to be kind of almost like a dev brain or in the space to a degree. While a year, maybe 2 years out, like just any 5-year-old can just explain what they want and the machines will figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time. I think Claude is still like the best of the best of the best and at the most amount of things. Like Lovable, Replit, I think that they're good, but they're very kind of like, it almost seems remedial, to be honest, at like building a lot of things compared to like Claude. And it's just kind of crazy to see everything all happening at once. And then that leads me into like the EDP Emblem development platform and the Emblem AI agent wallet and building software and tools for non-human entities to use and things of that nature. It's just like such a crazy experience and just such a big total addressable market. And if we look at the Emblem AI wallet, we are almost at 1,000 downloads up
Really?
from last week. So
on Cloud Hub?
On Cloud Hub, 988 downloads, up quite a bit over the past week. And so, we talked about it before. We have builders, we have traders, and now we have agents in the crypto AI space. And I'm not sure which one is the biggest market, but I do know that we have
Agents,
tools.
bro. I'll answer for you. Agents are the biggest, bro. It's going to be, humans are vastly underestimating.
I agree. And I think
It's
that
gonna be dozens for each person, like dozens or hundreds.
I agree. And I think that our infrastructure is better placed for agents better than anything else, because we actually have the most usable tools. And so if you're not going by branding and marketing and kind of market penetration, just like only by the actual utility of the tooling, I think Emblem is far and wide above everyone else.
Did you guys see it was a good graph. It was like a rectangular graph the other day where it's like, each block is, I don't know, 8 million people or whatever. So it's all 8 billion people on Earth. And there's a couple green lines at the bottom where it's everybody who's using, free AI, right? And then it's like who's paying for AI is like, 5 blocks. And then or something like that. It was like but the people who are actually like using it to build stuff, it's like a fraction of a fraction, right? And I'm sure like you guys too. I'm paying for like 3 different AIs. I don't even know. I might be paying for 4 because I think my wife just signed up for another one, right? It's like we're right on we're definitely like tip of the spear for where this is all going. Look at that.
And 988, that's pretty good. We are going to be making a lot of adjustments here soon between the branding, the distribution of the agentic services. We've been working really hard. Our dev team has been on getting the AI services uploaded to X402 integrated rails, A2A, which is Google's payment rails, as well as into all these marketplaces and directories like virtuals and skills directories and such. So you'll see a mass distribution of that here over the next few weeks or so. I believe the team just got the X402 upgraded here this morning, or here a few hours ago. So that'll be pretty good. And then I'm really interested to see once we get Hustle and Emblem AI integrated into virtuals to really see how it competes against that. Because there are some of these ACP services that are making $50,000 a month, apparently. Granted, not really sure how much of that is actual real services or it's just kind of wash trading, but we'll find out as somebody on the outside, maybe even one of the first agents to be in the ACP that's not an actual virtuals agent.
Yeah. What do you guys think about pricing these skills and stuff, right? Would you take a kind of traditional model is you actually are like, you're lower than everybody else and you're willing to even lose money to be able to basically grow your pie so big and become dominant that you basically own huge swaths of the pie, and you do that for potentially years. Do you guys think that that's a decent strategy, or you guys think the better strategy is just be kind of just competitive in price, same price as everybody else, and let kind of chips fall as it may?
No, I think we'd want as much distribution early on as we can, and it's just going to compound going forward. This is like the very early innings of the agentic ecosystem, and if you're a major first mover within this time frame, the compounding effects that are going to take place over the next year, 2 years, 5 years are invaluable. I mean, like worth many times more what we can earn by charging a base rate. So move first as a loss leader, and then you can cash in on the back end.
That's what my feeling is that, agents will get, the idea for me, the way I look at it, kind of smooth brain, is just that agents will get comfortable, like whatever, this agent doing this skill is trusted. I know it's going to work. Perfect. And you get up enough of those, and it's like we talk about search. It's like you're number one in search, and you can't be knocked off that pedestal for that skill, right? It's like very difficult to take you down. That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it right now.
It's crazy that we have 1,000 downloads and we don't even show up in any of these searches
SEOs, I know.
on Clubhouse.
I think is Shannon going to update the metadata and stuff today? Maybe. I think
I believe he should.
Yeah.
Well, since last time, I think a week and a half ago, the skills were at 8,000. Now it's at 11,000, and a lot of the views for all the wallets are up. So the Vincent guys from Lit, they're at almost 3,000 now. They were at 1,000 before.
Wow.
Yeah, so just more interest in general. You know, the banker guys have been getting a lot of downloads. They actually created like a skills marketplace, I believe. If I could find that tweet from yesterday. Yeah. So skills marketplace by banker. So you could go in and you can see signals, ERC 8004, I think a Farcaster integration, and then Uniswap trading and stuff. So I think Emblem will eventually kind of look something similar like this, right? We have a bunch of tools, and then the skills are basically directions on how to use the tools, and you kind of plug and play, right? So skills marketplace and prompt marketplace and all of these different things. So bankers continuing to grind here forward.
I think that idea of even that is build your agent is just wrong from the start.
It's too confusing still.
People don't want to do that. I just want whoever my agent is, if I want something done, it just gets it done. It figures it out itself. Like that's going to be, I'm convinced that's the way forward. The idea that I'm going to like click boxes for what I need to use, like no fucking way does that work.
And just look at like the perfect example of that is the Emblem Vault tokenized wallet. It's one wallet behind a single private key that has many different chains wallets inside of it. One solution across the board, easy plug and play integration. That is an agent's dream. No one else has any type of infrastructure, non-custodial infrastructure that's anywhere close to just that single small part of the entire Emblem stack, a major part of the Emblem stack. But I mean, as in terms of like agent adoption, that's exactly what they're looking for. One simple wallet that goes across all blockchains.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of research on GEO. That's the new agent form of SEO. So SEO, search engine optimization. It's what Google has had a stranglehold on for close to 3 decades now at this point. But now that is all being flipped on its head for GEO, generative engine optimization. Basically, the idea is how do you get the agents to choose your product? And I've seen some marketing companies pop up. This is outside of crypto as well, just to see where you stand within the search engines. Ultimately, it comes down to what it seems like a few things. One is anything that's user facing, application, website does not matter at all. Right? That was the whole SEO thing. Make your website look pretty, put all these like keywords on the homepage and make it spin. Now it's all, you need to have a markdown file on all of your websites so that the agents can read the skills. You need to basically build everything around the CLI, which is the coding terminal, because that's what the agents are interacting with. That's like straight what they're going to go for. And then you need to expand the agent into all of the different directories and marketplaces and services. So it's flipping to become more of a technical engine optimization than a user-facing optimization, which was before. But as we said before this, or earlier in the conversation, Y Combinator said they think it's going to take 12 to 24 months for people to really kind of figure this out and for everything to solidify. And if you can actually figure out what that winning formula is, you're probably a $1 billion company, honestly.
Yeah, easy.
All the companies that got early to Google and have been on the front page since its history, those are all unicorn companies, simply just by being able to be found.
Yep.
I mean, just taking a moment and just looking at where we are, that we're born here with the infrastructure that we have here for the time frame that we are in right now is absolutely nuts. Like Emblem's positioning between our wallet layers, our AI layers, all of the intelligence unified in one single layer for all of our products. I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't imagine being better positioned for the moment. And we say that kind of frequently, but we are so ready for this next wave. And seems like the company was literally made for this exact moment. We've been building
It's
for it.
fun. It's true, and this is like the first time. I don't know what Jake feels, but the first time where it feels like we're actually ready for like what's here, which is amazing. Like this is, yeah, it's
Just gotta survive, baby.
gotta survive, bro.
Gotta grind and
It's
survive.
gotta survive. But you think about it, it's like who's gonna win in these when you have an agent or you just get agents or whatever, and you need to do some crypto related thing. Which are the wallets that your agent's gonna fucking grab? Is it gonna be Banker? Is it gonna be Hustle? What's it gonna be? Right. And we're right here, man, to be able to compete in that space. I mean, we're up against a big, Privy's not small, right? But we're right here.
Yes, we are. One more thing on this. I'm trying to find the link, but I was talking with Grok the other day, and I was telling him to give me a score of where the emblem or where like the AI wallet industry is, like what wallets actually exist, and then kind of giving us a score and rating system. Ultimately, I came to find out that there's less than 10 AI wallets even on the market. And ultimately, there's only 3 wallets that I could find that have an AI that comes with the wallet itself. That's Banker, us, and Wayfinder. Everybody else is just a wallet, like Coinbase AI wallet is just a wallet. Crossmint's thing is just a wallet, or you have other products that are just the agent itself. But there's only a few companies that have both. You've seen the explosion for Banker. You got to hope the explosion for us comes. We got to basically just time it right for what the next kind of breakout crypto AI application is. Beat it over the head again, as we always do, but the first was chatbots, then it was X402, then it was autonomous agents, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, or maybe just AI wallets, I guess. What's next, right? I kind of think it's going to be something along the lines of like vibe coding applications of some degree. Like that to me seems every vibe code AI application outside of crypto, they're all like $1 billion companies. And that's what everyone's doing. And there's been a few in crypto that I've seen, but I think we could do it better. And we actually teased the emblem build proof of concept. What was that, like a month or two ago?
Yep.
And that was kind of just to see if it was even possible. So kind of preparing for that. Jonathan says, man, I love how optimistic you guys are versus how bad Twitter is. Yeah, Twitter is not the real world. The one thing that I actually learned from being on the business side now 3.5 years was within the first year and a half, what happens behind the scenes in crypto is completely opposite of what happens on the timeline. Most people, I mean, generally a lot of teams are kind of in their own world, but there is a lot of cohesiveness and people who are kind of looking for opportunities. I will say though, once you get up closer to the positions of power, you start to really kind of see this idea of like corporate espionage and things of that nature, where they're kind of just in their own and boxing everyone out. That is actually quite true to a degree. But what the influencers are saying on the timeline and what the traders are showing you, the majority of that stuff is fake. Don't trust any of that stuff. Everyone has some sort of hidden agenda, whether it's to dump on you or whether they're trying to bait you into engagement so that they can use that post to go raise money off of, or inflating their users with bots to go raise bajillion of dollars from VCs who also know that all the numbers are fake, but they need those numbers to then show to their investors that there's numbers, right? It's like there's
all
like
the way down, bro. You know that.
There's so many games being played on the timeline that it's impossible to know, what somebody is doing or like what's the intention. Like, for example, I saw this as we were sitting here talking about the whole fallout now from the Zach's XBT expose. Apparently there was an insider, or the biggest gainer from the Axiom bet was apparently one of the Pump Fund team members.
Shut up. No.
Yeah, the gorilla guy. I forget what his name is. We've talked with him before.
Okay.
Apparently, that wallet was linked to him. And then they're saying that, they don't know who paid Zach, and then also at the same time, Pump Fun, stopped trading and all these different things. And I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just saying like there's so many games that are played on the timeline and there's so many levels to it that you can never take anything straightforward. Like I don't even believe this post, but it's just showing that there's like 5 different things that are happening from this one post, right? It's like could Zach have been funded, right? But then if Zach was funded by Pump, why would an insider on Pump trade, right, as an insider to get caught if they're trying to take down the business, right? It's like it all doesn't make sense at the end of the day. So the best thing you can do is just be optimistic because we know exactly where this shit is going.
Man. So you said that, but Pump now is not tradable on Axiom. Is that correct? So they blocked their API or something?
Pump tokens, I guess.
Oh, Pump token. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's got to be their almost entire.
I didn't even know that they could do that. Honestly, I didn't know you could just like shut down trading to the token, which is kind of crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, maybe it's just like an API. They don't allow their. Although I don't. Yeah.
Shows you the tokens are not permissionless, which is kind of interesting. One other thing I got to bring up. Sad day to see. Apparently, Radar.
Oh yeah,
rugged. Man, that was one that I did not see coming, unfortunately. Which is kind of crazy because we had been in conversations with them like pretty regularly.
Yep.
Tried to help find them an audit firm, talked to a few different audit firms for them, did a diagnosis of their tech, helped refer people to them for using the shadow pay system for migrations and such. And granted they're anonymous, right? But Luke had said many times he lived in Australia, had Australian voice. People could be masquerading. Apparently we woke up a few days ago and the Radar token was like back at 0, trying to figure out what the hell happened. Apparently they had an 80K exploit last month and it had been ongoing for about a month that was not publicized. 80K from their USDC pool was stolen. And then
you wonder if that was them too. You know what I mean?
Somebody was claiming that in this post. And then apparently there was 30K left in there and that they can prove that 30K was withdrawn from the Radar team. And then apparently there's claims that Radar was selling the tokens inside wallets to kind of push it down to 0. Again, don't really know for sure. And then there's other claims about how the technology itself had some holes in it from a privacy perspective. Luke has since gone MIA. And actually, when we woke up, there was a post in the Emblem Radar chat from not from Luke, but from their other team members who they also claim were not being paid, that Luke has ghosted them and that they don't know what's going on. But they said that they appreciated working with us. So don't really know, but sad day because that seemed to be very promising.
Yeah, that one slipped by my BS detector, surprisingly. But yeah, I missed that one. I don't know. Just seemed real, dude. I mean, fuck. We worked with him for what, 5-6 months? It's like crazy. Yeah.
Some of these rugs, though, I do think is not like they started out with malicious intent, but that the thing starts kind of running away from them, and that they just say, "Hey, let's just pull the plug here and run away with whatever's left."
Yeah, I can have a 200K exit or whatever right now, or 300K. For most people, it's like that's okay. Yeah,
it's life-changing money.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's funny, but it's like it's life-changing money, but you should be going fucking jail, dude. I mean, motherfuckers should go to jail, dude. Seriously, full stop. So I don't know. It's life-changing money, but you're also stealing it. It's literally stealing. So I mean, in that way, fuck.
Savage markets out here. As much as things change, they stay the same, especially in the privacy sector. Always be wary of the privacy sector.
Always be wary of privacy.
That's where a lot of malicious intent lurks. So
it's funny. We were talking on the Change Now space earlier, and she's like, "You think privacy is coming back?" And Jake and I are like, "Nah, privacy's fucked." Yeah, it's like
people have just shown that they just don't care about privacy. I think it will. Like people are building around it now. There's a much better air around privacy than there was a few years ago. but kind of like what I'd said on that call with Change Now was that the application level of privacy, I think, is going to be really hard to push through. I think you have to push it through on the layer 1, which is going to come down to the devs pushing it through. I saw Vitalik had posted about privacy coming to the layer 1 on his 50-year roadmap or whatever it generally is. We've had all these opportunities of privacy on these other layer 1 blockchains. Zcash and Monero obviously still kind of grinding it out, but yeah, tough day for privacy.
All right, what about Vitalik? What's saw the funny thing about him? The dev is selling the bottom of Ethereum. But like, it turns out he sold like 40 million in ETH. What can that guy need to sell $40 million for?
I guess it was to like fund a bunch of projects he had posted out like a month ago. He's saying that he was going to sell $20 million in ETH to fund initiatives. The one funny post I did see is somebody said, why does Vitalik post about socialism immediately after he dumps on us?
Also, like, why is he selling to then donate for the cause? Because then
I don't understand why he doesn't invest in ETH, and then those companies can sell. Like, that doesn't make sense to me either.
Right? Because then he gets the tax burden, and then he's losing even more money. So
he's not paying any taxes, bro.
No?
He's Canadian and lives international, bro. He pays 0 taxes. As a Canadian, if you live outside of Canada more than half the year, you pay 0 taxes.
Really?
Interesting.
And not know that.
Me neither.
U.S. is the only one where we get fucked, man. No, those Canadians are good. I know plenty of Canadians down here in Costa Rica, man. 0 taxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
One final thing I want to know. Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
One final thing. Hope you have your rune stones, because Leonidas says that the second dog airdrop is coming.
Let's go.
Is it gonna be on base, bro?
I saw it come up on my timeline. Like I saw Runestone like pumping. I was like, what? Why are these like going off? And he basically said there's going to be a second Runestone airdrop at some point in time. So the dog believers are here, and we're aware. And I'm still holding mine, and down 90%, but we're still here grinding. Leo is still grinding it out. He's still building Zap. And yeah, I hope that's going well for them. Got my investment. Let's hope it doesn't go to 0.
I wrote that baby off, man, a long time ago. I appreciate that they're building an app, but yeah, stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Just so much doom and gloom out there. Let's see. Let me pull up Hustle real quick. Oh yeah, Fear and Greed meter bounced to 11. It was down to 5, but we've spent most of the months in extreme fear. And this is like the most optimistic time for crypto ever. So
we've never seen 5 before, right? Never.
A couple months ago, it was the most consecutive days in extreme fear, and then we just never left it. We're still going. So interesting to see how good the PSYOP machine of Wall Street really is. They literally are convincing the biggest Bitcoin believers.
They're the goats, bro. They're the goats, man. We are just
the best to ever do it.
Best to ever do it.
So hold on to your coins. Maybe buy some more coins, but we're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. We're still here today, still grinding it out. Bunch of updates coming here over the next
week might be big. Hearing that next week might be big.
Hearing things.
The famous meme, big week ahead. Until then, everyone enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you guys soon.
Later, guys.
Take care.